Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in my 85th Keeping the Faith game. I am at the mid-season point of this save now for the first season, and I thought we'd do a quick rundown. It won't be a very long video, but it'll at least give you an idea of where I'm at with this game and what's coming in the future. So as you can see from the league positions table, we are currently in 7th place. It's actually tended down a little bit, as you can see from the graph here. We started with a bit of a dip, but we came up and into the top, and I think we were second at our highest. But as you can see, over the latest little while, we've slowly tended downwards every week, getting slightly lower again, until we're now in 7th. And our team's pretty good, but I don't think we're quite good enough to get over the hump to get promotion up to the top league this season, at least, even though we're only 3 points off Varzim in third. I think we'll end up in the top 5 to end the season. It'll just be a matter of whether we can get over the edge and get up or not. Getting up is probably very important for our finances, which I'll show you next. So if we look at our overall balance, we're actually heading towards bankrupting the club before the end of the season. We've lost 800,000 euros in this season, and that would be nearly our entire balance for the season over the year lost. Not looking good. Most of the problem, I believe, is our wages. So as you can see, our budget is 22,000 and we're spending 26,000. I try my best to stay up in that, but I really can't. I really just cannot afford to not pay my players, and the biggest problem I have is that I couldn't get rid of a lot of the guys who already had new contracts for this year, who are now in my reserves. So if we look at the under 19 side, this might actually, oh no, look, if you look here, we've got these guys here who are all over the age of 19 sitting in our younger side with contracts that extend through this season, well, there's 3 of them at least who aren't even featuring in the senior side. So we really need those guys to be picking up the slack or leaving. And the quick look at the contracts there, so if we look just at those top guys, you can see that some of them have got near $1,000 contracts, which are really hampering our situation. But we'll get there in the end. We'll get our squad going next season and let some of those guys go and sign some of our key players on into longer contracts. So let's have a quick look at the stats. So as you can see, we've actually had most appearances is Alan Jr. The only player to have played in all 25 games for the club this season is Alan Jr., who is our striker and has a transfer at the end of the season. I couldn't re-sign him. I tried and I tried and I tried. His 16 goals are going to be hugely missed, and I'm going to need a new striker to replace him. It's out of the question. I could not afford to pay him what he wanted, so he is going to be leaving at the end of the season. Hopefully I can find a replacement striker to do the job that he's been doing. As you can see in the assist columns, Ferrigno, our attacking left winger, has been the guy getting most of those. Paquetti on the right wing gets a few as well, but not quite to the same effort. Our goalkeeper Markel is seeming to do clean sheets once every 2 games, which is amazing, and has only conceded 17 goals in the 22 appearances this season, which I'm very delighted with that as well. And of course, our player of the matches have mostly been going to those 3 who are playing up front so far. The only player who really appears to have a discipline problem is Vasco Cruz. Vergarola has had some issues at left back with 8 yellow cards, but the 8 yellows and a red for Cruz has been disastrous at times. But again, he is young and will improve and is doing really well in the position when he's not getting sent off. Alright, moving on, let's next have a look at what extra players we brought in since the start of the season period. So in our transfer history, you can see the season started back here in August, and since then we signed Soria, who is a central midfielder has not really started that many games, but is more of a backup, which is what I signed him to be. As you can see, his contract does say he is a backup, which is something that a lot of other contracts we have don't say. Agria, who we signed as another backup for central midfield, defensive midfield. Defensive midfield is his best position. He's also played in a few games this season and done reasonably well when he's taken the field. Ofusahimi signed as a free youngster. I didn't expect him to play in the top club, and he hasn't. He is playing for the under-19s, though, because they play in an under-19 league. He's not actually allowed to play very often, which kind of sucks for him. Fernandez we signed as a first-team left back. He wasn't quite a first-team left back. Actually, no, he's the guy I've just signed, so he has just moved into the starting lineup to replace Vergerol in that role, and has played one game for a very average 6.5 rating. And our final player is Popular, who was signed on the 1st of January, I think. Who has also only played a single game for the club, and it was a drawn game, so I'm not really surprised that he had a bad rating. But he will be playing defensive midfield and should be the starter, I believe, going forward. Let's just have a look. Yeah, he'll be starting over Landinho in that role. So, right, moving on. Looking at competition stats. We want to go into here. So let's have a look at where... So here we have the top goal scorer in the league is on our team. So Alan Jr. has scored 13 goals in the league, which is 3 more than anybody else. So you can see why he has been signed elsewhere. Let's just have a look at where he's gone to. So he is off to a team in the Greek Super League in the off season. So they've signed him, and he will smoke for them next year. Ferrino has the most distance per 90 minutes at 14.9 kilometers run in each game that he plays, and he also is 5th on the average rating list. And other than that, we don't appear to be having anyone in these top sort of lists. Being that one of them is red cards, that's probably a good thing. Oh, Markel with the most clean sheets at 9 in the league. That's also another good stat to have. So I'm pretty happy with that so far, and the team seems to be moving through that reasonably well as well. So let's have a look at our schedule and some of the games. So as you can see, we had this reasonably good run here from the AC Vizu game through until we played Penafel. Those games in the league with 2 cup games in the middle actually went really well. We managed to score a lot of goals, and the 2 0-0 draws. Well, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clean sheets, and scored an incredible 13 goals over those 8 games, which I was very happy with that run of games. And Alan Jr. managed to score in all the games where we got a goal. He got a goal. We then got absolutely caned 4-1 in the next game, and since then we've had a few struggles, including going out on penalties in the cup. That game, we really should have won it in normal time, but it went to chaos. And then once it was both teams down to 10 men, our team just struggled to hold the ball enough to get it to the net, and the opposition played for penalties, and then we missed them all. Our team missed every single penalty they took. I've never seen a penalty shootout 1-3-0. Well, that one was 1-3-0. Very disappointed with that effort. And so as you can see, since then our runs have been pretty bad. We have 2 wins since October, so it's been a struggle since then. I'm hoping to turn the team around with those couple of signings we've made in January, and now with just 21 games to go, we are going to push on to try and win this league, or at least get in the top 3 so that we can gain ourselves promotion. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.